Okay, good afternoon o anumang oras sa inyo mga kasama, no? Nabalitaan nyo na ba yung arrest warrant na pinalabas ng International Criminal Court kahapon, no? November 22, 2024. Naglabas ng arrest warrant ang ICC laban kay Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at doon sa dati niyang Defense Minister si Yoav Gallant, no? Dahil nakita ng ICC sa kurso ng kanilang investigation doon sa kaso na sinampa against kaila Netanyahu na complicit sila doon sa deliberate na pagpatay ng mga sibilyan sa Gaza at sa Palestine, no? Starvation, threatening of lives, attack doon sa mismong mga sibilyan at mamamayan ng Palestine doon sa Gaza. Medyo expected na natin yung ganoon na reaction mula sa ICC, no? Sobrang in your face nitong genocide na ginagawa ng Israel more than ever in history. For the first time naka-live stream ang mass killing, ang genocide, ang ethnic cleansing ng Palestinian people. Kaya nakikita rin natin ngayon na umuusbong itong worldwide na mass movement para sa ceasefire at para doon sa kalayaan ng mga Palestino is precisely because more than ever ay nakikita natin ngayon with our own eyes na live nangyayari itong genocide and occupation. Pero tanungin natin, no, ano ba yung reaction ng mga kaibigan ng Israel? No, our mutual friend with Israel, itong si United States of America, noong nilabas ng ICC yung kanilang mga arrest warrant. Immediately pagkatapos nilabas ng ICC yung kanilang arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu, nag-react kaagad si US President Joe Biden. Now, anong sinabi niya? Ang sabi niya, the ICC warrant is outrageous. Hindi namin tinatanggap itong arrest warrant ng ICC laban kay Benjamin Netanyahu. We do not respect the ICC. We do not respect their investigation. We do not respect their conclusions. In fact, kung titingnan natin ang Estados Unidos mismo, they're not a member of the International Criminal Court. Pero, noong 2002, nagpasa ng batas ang United States. No? They call it the Hague Invasion Act. Sipin nyo, no? Hague Invasion Act. Yung korte ng ICC, naka-headquarters yan doon sa Hague, the Netherlands. Ano tong Hague Invasion Act ng United States? Nakasaad doon sa Hague Invasion Act na maaaring gamitin ng presidente ng Estados Unidos ang kanyang kapangyarihan para mag-order ng invasion ng Hague, the Netherlands, para kunin yung American citizens or allies of the United States mula doon sa korte ng ICC to save them from investigation, from court proceedings, kung ano man yan. Basically, sinasabi nila, we will use all available measures para hindi magamit ang international law at international justice laban doon sa mga kaibigan namin at sa mga mamamayan namin na in violation ng international law. No, to the point na merong ngayong senator sa United States, no, isang Republican senator, si Tom Cotton, na nagsabi na the ICC is a kangaroo court. Peking korte yan, no, biased na korte. At dapat nating gamitin itong Hague Invasion Act para lusubin ang Netherlands at kung meron man silang gagawin kay Netanyahu, dapat nating lusubin ang Netherlands para kunin at protektahan itong si Benjamin Netanyahu at yung dati niyang defense minister si Yoav Gallant, no? So what does this tell us? Bakit sobrang agresibo ng Amerika, no, against international law? What it means for us sa konteksto ng Pilipinas is that the US is not at all a reliable friend. In fact, yung pagsasabi niya na international law must be respected, international law must be followed dito sa region natin sa Southeast Asia, sa West Philippine Sea, no, sa internationally known as the South China Sea, ay nagmumukha ngayon na ginagamit lang niya ang konsepto ng international law when in fact doon sa kaso ng real life, ongoing genocide na kitang-kita ng lahat all over the world, the United States is willing to undermine, disrespect, and reject yung mga konsepto at prinsipyo ng international law. So, what should this tell the Philippines? What should this tell Marcos? No? It should tell Malacanang that the United States is not at all a friend of the Philippines. It should tell Malacanang that its policy of relying on America to protect it only goes as far as handa ba ang Pilipinas na protektahan rin yung interes ng Amerika dito sa Southeast Asia at sa Asia Pacific. At sa punot dulo, ano ba yung interes ng Amerika, no, bilang imperialistang bansa dito sa Southeast Asia, sa kabuuan ng Asia, no? Their interest is to maintain their position as the world's #1 imperialist country sa panahon na karibal na niya ngayon ang People's Republic of China. That's it. It's not about international law. It's not about respecting the rule of law. It's not about respecting international treaties, agreements katulad ng UNCLOS, na yung batayan na argument ng Pilipinas, no, to secure its claim sa West Philippine Sea. No, the US wants to enter back militarily and diplomatically dito sa ating region in order to counter China militarily. At ngayong papalabas na si Biden at papasok naman si Trump, this will become much more aggressive, much more unstable. Hindi natin pwedeng ma-predict exactly kung ano yung gagawin ni Trump sa kanyang second term, no? But what we can tell ay aggressive siya against the People's Republic of China. And we should expect escalation. And more than ever, no, outright, hindi na to tungkol sa international law. Trump does not respect yung mga konsepto na ganito. What we can expect and what Malacanang can expect ay gagamitin ng foreign policy ng Pilipinas para sa ultimong interes ng United States of America. So we should consider all of the military agreements that have been revived, all of the military agreements, the arms deals, the military support, the exercises, the alliances, lahat ng mga polisiya na pinepersu ngayon ng Malacanang na nakahantong doon sa suporta ni Uncle Sam para kay Juan de la Cruz. Is that going to work out? Can we rely on a power that has its own interests na gamitin ang Pilipinas bilang forward operating base sa kanyang rivalry against the People's Republic of China? Now, it's time for this government to pivot away from the United States of America. Hook, line, and sinker. Biling-bili itong gobyerno ni Bongbong Marcos doon sa mga pangako ng United States of America. They will not save us. No, this is not something that they will do. What we should expect is that the foreign policy of the Philippines will be used against the interests of the Filipino people to push an agenda of militarization, to push an agenda of destabilization in the region, and that we should be careful. We should stand on our own 2 feet.
Napakabata tumindig at lumaban, mga matay imulat sa bulok na lipunan.